Have we just witnessed the final World Cup match of Lionel Messi's legendary career? That is the question millions of football fans are asking after one of the most heartbreaking nights in football history. For years, Messi has overcome every challenge imaginable. He lifted the Copa America. He finally fulfilled his lifelong dream by winning the FIFA World Cup. He conquered almost every record football had to offer. Yet, on the biggest stage once again, destiny wrote a very different ending. After 90 exhausting minutes against a brilliant Spanish side, Argentina's dream of defending their world title came to a painful end. A single goal was enough to separate glory from heartbreak, as Spain defeated Argentina 1-0 to become the new FIFA World Cup champions. But strangely, the final score wasn't what captured the world's attention. It was Lionel Messi. As the final whistle echoed through MetLife Stadium, cameras immediately turned toward the Argentine captain. There were no words, no anger, no dramatic reaction, only silence. The silence of a man who had given everything he had left. For several moments, Messi simply stood there, staring across the pitch while Spain celebrated one of the greatest victories in their history. It was a scene that instantly spread across social media. Millions of supporters admitted that watching Messi in those heartbreaking moments was even more painful than watching Argentina lose the final itself. Because everyone knew exactly how much this tournament meant to him. At 39 years old, many believed this could be his final opportunity to fight for another World Cup. And despite his age, Messi once again carried Argentina deep into the competition. He inspired crucial victories, created unforgettable moments, led by example every single match. Even many of his biggest rivals admitted that reaching another World Cup final at this stage of his career was something very few footballers could ever achieve. But football doesn't always reward the team that dreams the most. Sometimes, it simply reminds everyone how cruel the sport can be. Yet while the football world focused on Messi's emotional reaction, something else was happening behind the scenes. Argentina's dressing room was completely devastated. Several players struggled to accept what had happened. Among them was Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez. For Martinez, the pain felt even heavier. Not only had he watched his country's dream disappear before his eyes, he had also been forced to leave the final early after suffering an injury, unable to help his teammates during the most important moments of the match. It was a nightmare no player ever wants to experience. Hours after the defeat, Martinez finally decided to break his silence. Instead of making excuses, instead of blaming bad luck, he chose to send a powerful message to the entire football world. Writing through his official X account, Martinez admitted that the defeat had left an enormous wound in his heart. He said every player inside Argentina's dressing room had dreamed of bringing the World Cup back home. Failing to achieve that dream would remain one of the greatest disappointments of their careers. But despite the heartbreak, he refused to let one result erase everything Argentina had accomplished. Martinez thanked every teammate who fought beside him throughout the tournament. He thanked Lionel Scaloni and the entire coaching staff. He thanked the medical team, the federation staff, and everyone who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Most importantly, he thanked the Argentine supporters. According to Martinez, the fans never stopped believing. They filled every stadium. They stood behind the team through every difficult moment. And even after the heartbreaking defeat, their love for the national team never disappeared. The defender also showed tremendous respect towards Spain, congratulating them on becoming world champions after an outstanding tournament. But it was his final message that quickly captured headlines around the world. A sentence that perfectly reflected Argentina's fighting spirit. The fall of the great is celebrated only by those who never dared to become great themselves. Within minutes, those words spread across football media, with thousands of supporters sharing the quote as a symbol of pride rather than defeat. Because in Martinez's eyes, losing one final could never erase everything Argentina had achieved. They had fought through impossible situations. They had inspired millions. And above all, they had reminded the football world why Argentina remains one of the greatest nations the game has ever seen. But while Argentina's players tried to process the pain of losing the final, another emotional chapter was only beginning. The football world was now waiting to hear what FIFA, football legends, and even Messi himself would say after one of the most unforgettable nights in World Cup history. The morning after the final, the celebrations belonged to Spain. But across the football world, one name continued to dominate every headline: Lionel Messi. While Spain celebrated becoming world champions, millions of fans were still replaying the final moments of Argentina's captain. His expression, his silence, and the heartbreaking images after the final whistle became some of the most shared moments of the entire tournament. For many supporters, the conversation was no longer about the scoreline. It had become a conversation about Messi's legacy. Could one defeat really change everything he had already accomplished? The answer from most football fans was immediate. Absolutely not. In fact, many believed the 2026 FIFA World Cup had added another unforgettable chapter to Messi's extraordinary career. Because once again, when Argentina needed someone to lead them, Messi answered. A captain who refused to stop fighting. From the very first match of the tournament, Messi looked determined to defend Argentina's world title. At an age when most football legends had already retired from international football, he continued carrying enormous responsibility. Every opponent designed their game plan around stopping him. Every stadium erupted whenever he touched the ball, yet he continued creating chances, leading attacks, and inspiring confidence throughout the squad. This wasn't simply another World Cup. It was another reminder of why so many people still consider Lionel Messi the greatest footballer the sport has ever seen. Argentina's road to the final was anything but easy. After finishing top of their group, they entered a knockout stage filled with danger. Cape Verde pushed them to the limit. Egypt nearly eliminated them after taking a 2-goal lead. Switzerland forced them into another exhausting battle. England stood only one match away from the final. Every round demanded something different. Every victory required enormous character. And through every challenge, Messi remained the emotional heartbeat of the team. His goals mattered. His passes mattered. But perhaps more importantly, his calmness mattered. Whenever pressure reached its highest point, Argentina looked toward their captain. And somehow, he always found a way to keep everyone believing. A final that could have changed history. By the time Argentina stepped onto the pitch at MetLife Stadium, history was within touching distance. Back-to-back World Cup titles. Another unforgettable achievement for Lionel Scaloni's generation. And perhaps the perfect ending to Messi's remarkable international career. But football doesn't always reward dreams. Spain arrived with confidence, discipline, and one of the tournament's strongest defensive performances. For long periods, neither side could find the breakthrough. Every attack carried enormous tension. Every mistake felt fatal. Then came the decisive moment. One opportunity, one finish, one goal from Ferran Torres. Suddenly, Argentina found themselves chasing the game. The remaining minutes felt endless. Messi continued searching for one last moment of magic. Every Argentine attack increased the tension inside the stadium. Supporters refused to stop believing until the very last whistle. But Spain stood firm. When the referee ended the match, the dream was over. Why this defeat doesn't define Messi? Football history has never been written by one single match. The greatest careers are measured across decades, not 90 minutes. And that's exactly why so many football legends, analysts, and supporters immediately defended Messi after the final. They pointed to everything he had already achieved. A World Cup champion, multiple Copa America titles, countless individual awards, records that may never be broken. And now, another World Cup final at the age of 39. Very few players in football history have remained among the world's best for such an extraordinary length of time. Even fewer have continued carrying an entire nation under the pressure that Messi has faced for nearly 2 decades. That alone explains why millions continue to admire him. Not because he never loses, but because he never stops competing. One question still remains. As Argentina returned home, supporters welcomed their heroes with applause instead of criticism. They understood the pain. They understood the sacrifice. And above all, they understood what this generation had given to their country. Still, one question continued echoing across every football discussion. Was this really Lionel Messi's final appearance at the FIFA World Cup? At 39 years old, another World Cup would mean waiting 4 more years. Few players have ever achieved that. But then again, very few players have ever been Lionel Messi. No official decision has been announced. No final farewell has been delivered, which means hope still remains alive. And perhaps, just perhaps, the greatest player football has ever seen hasn't written the final chapter of his World Cup story yet. Because legends have a habit of surprising the world when people least expect it. Thank you for watching. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Lionel Messi will return for the 2030 FIFA World Cup, or was this the final World Cup match of his incredible career? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest football stories from around the world. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Lionel Messi will return for the 2030 FIFA World Cup, or was this the final World Cup match of his incredible career? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest football stories from around the world. See you in the next video.